Hello everyone, all you duelists and YouTubers out there. It is I, Aaron Riker. Yes, the Rapture. It's true. I went undefeated in Swiss at Nationals, and then I went undefeated in Swiss at Worlds. You don't believe that I'm the Rapture? Well, this is the deck box they gave me for participating at Worlds. See, it has my last name on it. These are the Dvorak's I won at Nationals. Yes. And finally, this is the mat I played on at Las Vegas. It's great. So I'm here to present to you the deck I used to smash all the scrubs at Worlds and at Nationals, until I moved on to the top 8 and lost to a books player again. I played Dragon Rulers because my middle name is literally Dragon Ruler. So I played 3 of each mother. They're very good. They're very powerful. I played 2 of each mother's baby. They're also very good. They tutor out your powerful mothers. Now, I played a tuner to make level 8 synchro summons and sometimes level 7 synchro summons. Patrick Hoban played Flamvel Guard, and I knew there was no other better tuner like Dragunity Corseska. So for my hand traps, I played 3 Max C and 2 Effect Veiler. 3 Max C was to fight the mirror match, the scourge of many players who decided to undertake the task of also trying to be a Dragon Ruler, but there is only one. I only played 2 Effect Veiler because going into Worlds, I knew the Chinese were still playing Lightning Vortex and the Japanese were still playing Forbidden Chalice. Therefore, I knew it was my time to only play the 2 Effect Veiler. Now, for my techs, I decided to play a different engine along with my Dragon Rulers. I decided to play the Red Eyes Wyvern combo. Yes, these 2 cards are very good. You can ditch Red Eyes Wyvern off of a baby, and then if they somehow kill your unstoppable Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, it will come back with even more power than it had before. Because the Rapture is indeed coming. Finally, I played 1 Light and Darkness Dragon because Steven Silverman told me to. Now for the spells. I played 2 Gold Sarcophagus and 3 Sacred Sword of 7 stars, along with 3 Super Rejuvenations as my draw and search power. This deck searches a lot, and it draws a lot. So I win because I have more cards than my opponent at all times, unless they're playing spellbooks in the top 8. Finally, for my 1-ofs, I played 1 Heavy Rain, 1 Book of the Moon, and finally, my ultimate tech card, 1 Limiter Removal, to be able to go for a game against a scourge known as Spellbooks, except in the top 8 when you get Starlight Roaded. How many times did I go for a game with Limiter Removal, you might be wondering? Every game that wasn't a feature match. Now, for the extra deck. I played 3 Mecha Phantom Southwest Plane Dracosac. My flight got delayed literally 6 hours before the event, so I figured playing 3 was optimal. Because you can fly your opponent to smithereens. I played 2 number 11 Big Eye because I played 1 Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger because if you kill a token and they're at 2,600 life points, it does 2,600 damage. I played 1 Mermail Abyss Gaios because if I have this and a hand trap, or if I have this and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, or a Light and Darkness Dragon, I win the game. I played 1 Diamond Direwolf for style points. Actually, well, I played this card because of a card in my side deck, but I will explain that if I feel like it. For the level 7s, I played a Karakuri Shogun Beret to work with my Thunderclap Dragon. An ancient sacred wyvern to beat the shit out of my opponent twice. A Black Rose Dragon to explode my opponent's god cards. And well, that's it actually. For the level 4 synchros, I played an Armor Yarn. Because you do more damage. For the level 8, I played a Scrap Dragon because it's a dragon. I played a Colossal Fighter, and even though it's not a dragon, it's a warrior with a powerful effect that lets it keep coming back, like your Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon if you have Red Eyes Wyvern in the graveyard. And finally, I played Crimson Blader as a last-minute tech choice. I don't really know why I played this, because I never made this card. It was a poor choice on my part. Finally, for the side deck. I decided to side heavily for what I would expect at Worlds. So this side deck is very geared towards the Worlds meta. I'll start with what I side decked against Prophecy, which was the matchup I wasn't afraid of at all, and I lost in the top 8 to Spellbooks. I sided double Puppet Plant, a Horus level 6 and level 8, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, and 2 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. I sided these cards in order to have the best chance of winning games 2 and 3 against the Spellbook matchup. My one feature match in round 5 was only around 4 minutes because I opened Puppet Plant and Horus level 6. But it was because I am a Dragon Ruler and not because I drew really well. Because my side deck was very well thought out and I practiced a lot. Now, my side deck against Dragon Rulers was very simple. I decided to side 3 copies of Vanity's Emptiness because this card stops your opponent from special summoning after you established a board presence. So you make Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosack, get 2 tokens, and flip Vanity's Emptiness on the standby phase of their turn. Because I did some research, and every Asian country decided to remove Electric Virus from their side deck because they knew how terrible of a card it was. So I knew that this card would see even more play and be even better, and it warranted being in my side. Finally, before I went to Worlds, I had a last-minute discussion with DGZ Soul, and he told me how potent the Evil Swarm matchup was. So I decided to side deck very powerful cards against the Evil Swarm matchup that I knew would be very prevalent at Worlds. I decided to side 3 Raiko, Lightsworn Hunter, and Charger the Light Brigade to search them. Because Evil Swarm is a very real deck, and is very strong both last format and this upcoming format. Therefore, I decided to side deck Raiko in order to make sure that my chances of killing Evil Swarm Ophion were always optimal. That is the deck that I played at Worlds, and that is why I am better than any other player on Dueling Network and in the world, and I should be world champion, and I lost to Spellbooks in top 8 at both events because they're sacky pieces of shit. Thank you, YouTube.